Hello, it's Randy Duck, and we're back again for another two replays. Now, the first replay is in the Lansen C, and the second replay is in its bigger brother, the Draugen. Now, I thought we'd do something a little bit different for these replays, and we're going to do a little bit of platoon play. So, the first replay, we're platooned up here with Swindle, and you got Razored, and the second replay, we're platooned up with Swindle again and Chopper. So yeah, it's a little bit different, a bit of platoon play for these ones. Now we're here on the mountain pass. Now, it's not. I don't rate this map that much, to be honest with you. It's not one of my favourites anyway. But you know, we're heavily top tier really on this one. So you know, we're going to do what I do on mountain pass. Now this is a thing, like on mountain pass. Fortunately, I'm in a quite a quick tank, so I can get across this gap. But if you're in like a really slow heavy, like you can quite often get lit, and you just lose your tank before you even manage to cross, which unfortunately tends to make a bit of bad gameplay. Quite often, because of that theory, if you have a lot of slow heavies, they often sort of just camp on the ice roads, and it gets a bit stale. But as it happened in this replay, we've managed to push across, and as you can see, I managed to pull off two filthy snapshots crossing the cross, and somehow I got away with not taking any damage for it. So yeah, we're not going to complain. Not a bad start to the game. We're taking this position quite dominantly and sort of taking control now of a bit of the map presence, and I'm going to try and get some shots into the guys who are sort of in their space, in their base, trying to get shots across at our guys who might be crossing, but we've already crossed. And because we're quite top tier, I'm going to try to push the pace a little bit and get a bit more involved in the game. And yeah, I've actually, obviously, you know, I have the benefit of having Swindle with us here in this Polish heavy tank. So hopefully we can try and push in and you know, and make the most of it. So yeah, managed to pick up a kill there, and saw a low shot. Me and Swindle both sort of double tapped him, and now we've just got this stockade sort of in front of us, which is, you know, it's a 3-shot autoloader. So you know, if he hits all 3 shots on me, he can kill me. It's a little bit of a pain in being there, if I'm honest. It's a bit, so I'm going to try and get rid of the guns behind him. Let's say I try to take out that TD there. Basically, unfortunately, I'm probably a little bit poorly aimed, and I should aim a little bit higher. But fortunately, we get him in the second try. And now he's taken out. It's sort of just he's kind of in the way, and I think I'm sort of talking to Swindle at this point, saying I think you know, once he's shot a shot or two, we're gonna have to sort of just move in and just take him out, because he's in our way. And that's what happens now in a minute. Swindle's baited a couple of shots. I've put a shot in. Now he's going to sort of push around, turn him around, and while he's on his reload, I'm going to try and take him out. See, the Lansen C, you know what? It's a tank I actually really enjoy. It's clearly not as good as a Draugen, right? It just isn't as good, and the reload on it I feel like it's a little bit painful. It's a little bit too long. I think if it was like a second quicker, it'd actually be a really good tank. But because of that reload, it kind of makes it a little bit, you know, it's still a good tank. It's probably balanced, I'd say, you know. So I think maybe I like it because of that. But, you know, if you compare it to the Draugen, there isn't really any comparison. The Draugen is clearly a more powerful tank. But having said that, I still like Lansen C. It's still good. It's still a good tank. It's just, if a Draugen was never in the game, then people play Lansen C and think, oh, you know, it's a good tank. It's just that the Draugen is so comparable to it because it is basically the same chassis. You know, it just isn't as good. Unfortunately, Swindle got taken down there by the Leo at the back, who had the big gun. You should see the camo of that Stark. It was so powerful. We was almost like touching him before we actually managed to spot him, and then he got caught out in a very awkward situation. But we managed to shut down that sort of the Stark down, the medium tank. Now I'm fearing for my life. This Dartsy's full sending me, and to be honest, at this point, I kind of thought this was going to be my game. But we managed to get a shot in it. It's here. I was thinking, oh god, I'm dead now. But I try and dart across to this wreck. and luckily for me, he misses a shot, which allows me to take him out. Yeah, and this game's sort of a bit clean up now. Now I'm trying to decide. There's 2 tanks left. I'm trying to think, oh, where is the damage? I saw this tank destroy, and I'm thinking I'm going to start heading over there. But you got Razor's going to beat me to it, and we've already got a TD engaging him. So I'm thinking the time I get there, he's probably going to be dead. So I'm thinking at this point my best bet might be to go for the base and see what I can do there. And, I was half thinking, oh, do I to come from the middle and come behind him? But I'm thinking, Razor's is gonna deal with him quite comfortably. So I'm gonna go back to the base and see if we can pick up any more damage, basically. But as you can see, our sort of T92, the unskinned Falcon, is engaging him now, and to be honest, I'm sort of travelling down there in the case of, oh, maybe I'll be able to get a shot of damage in, but really I'm thinking this is probably the end of my game. But you've got to keep going because you never know. So I'm pushing down, just trying to get a little shot in. Now I take this shot. I probably had a bit of time to aim that bit more, but you just didn't know. I thought it was going to get taken out by a light tank, that's why I rushed it. But luckily for me, I actually do manage to secure the kill. So it was worth going down there in the end. And at this point, I realised I'm on for Radley's, so I'm thinking, oh, if I can just get down there. I think I said to Razor at the time, oh, I'm on for Radley's here, but this other TD's coming behind him, so I just said, oh, just take the kill because otherwise I didn't think he was going to, I wouldn't be able to get it anyway. But yeah, so that's it for the first replay. As you can see, not a bad game. Picked up 7 kills, just shy of 4,000 damage. 1867 base XP. It's not actually an ace tanker, but that's mainly because we were so top tier. Not going to get as much XP, but not a bad game anyway, considering it's on the map basically. But yeah, that's it for the first replay. So I will see you in a bit for the second replay in the Draugen. Hello, so we're back again for the second and final replay, and this time, like I say, we're tuned up with Swindle and Chopper, and we're in the Draugen. Now, it's probably worth mentioning that I think this video was taken from the stream from the charity event Wargaming did to raise money for the sort of American War Veterans charity, and during the stream I said, for whatever artillery piece gets killed by one of us, I donate £1 to charity. So bear in mind, because of that, you might see some yo-yos by sort of Swindle and etc. They might have not normally done, where I was actually just trying to go over the artillery. But anyway, so on with the game. We've got Arctic region, and we're going to go and take the standard spot I like to use at the beginning and spot it across. Now, quite often this spot doesn't work as well as it used to, because the enemy seem to get across a lot quicker now. But in this replay we do actually manage to get a few shots from this location. But yeah, so get a nice little shot of 395 into that tank at the back. And now, as you see, this ISM's crossing, and we're going to try and get as many shots as we can. We do track him in place, but he repairs it straight away. And we're just going to see if we can get some more damage in, basically. Just using this location. We see his black prints, get another shot into him. So, already we managed to, this position's worked out quite nicely for us. I think it was at the stage it was giving the T92s away. And that's probably why you just saw a tank just full send over there to his death. But we're not complaining because he's given us another shot damage, so I'm quite happy with that. But yeah, you can see they have got Slayer and another TD in the usual sort of TD spot at the spawn, so do have to be a little bit careful with that. But I don't get slapped basically. But at this point, I think this is where Swindle's sort of gone, oh, I'm going to see if I can get the artillery. But I think it's a little bit too soon for that, if I'm honest. And I think he's quickly realised that might not have been the time. But, you got to take these risks. We're playing to try and get the artillery at this point. So, it was for a good cause. it was for a good cause. But yeah, so not a bad start to the game. Just on just under 2k damage. Got 500 assistance, and yeah, I'm just going to try and just waiting for something to get a bit lit now. It's a bit sort of too soon for me to push over, because I know there's quite a few things there unlit, and I know there's the 2 TDs at the top, and I'm still able to get damage basically from this position, so I'm going to try and pick up as much as we can. Unfortunately, Swindle gets shut down by that Slayer. He's got quite a nasty gun, and yeah, so that's him out of the game now, so we're just going to try and see if we can get some more shots in basically. Chopper's lit some of this stuff up at the back, so we're able to get a few shots across. Now in this replay, for some reason I don't fire, usually when I'm playing the Draugen, I will fire a lot of the Hesh rounds, like especially in this matchmaking. Quite often I'll just only fire the Hesh round for the beams, and it works because you've got that 210 pen. But I think in this game, for some reason, I don't know whether I was making silver at the time, I don't know, but I didn't fire like any of the Hesh rounds the whole game. I mean, I still ended up having a big game, but I think if I was firing a lot of the Hesh rounds, I probably would have got more damage in this replay, because like I say, it's got 210 pen, and most of the tanks I was fighting I could have penned with the Hesh. I just, for some reason, I didn't use it this replay, like I say, which is very unusual for me, because when playing the Draugen, is one of the fun things about playing the Draugen, isn't it, really? The Hesh round is all part of the tag, part of the memes. But yeah, I didn't really fire it, but I still had a big game, so I'm not, and I made a few credits in it, so it worked out alright. It's just like I say, I probably could have got more damage had I fired more of the Hesh rounds in this game. But unfortunately, Chopper gets taken down there by the Dreadnought, sort of camping at this spawn, and now I'm in a situation where, fortunately for me, I have kept a lot of my hit points. I've managed to keep my hit points, so I'm going to sort of just use this position now and try and get some damage on this Dreadnought or whatever's at the base. You can clearly see by the mini map that most of them have to be at their base now, just to see the position of our tanks. It's just that's where they've got to be. Try and get a shot into this Dread. He's moving down. Unfortunately, I ricocheted there. The APCR would have killed him with their Hesh, but not to worry. Now I popped round and this ISU was looking at me, and yeah, I was playing risky there, really, wasn't I? I mean, I was gambling, but paid off. I got a shot in, and I managed to not get slapped by him. But that could have, if he would have hit me, that would have been nasty. But yeah, we're just we're using these, like, from when they're shooting me, they've got like the little tank tracks in the way of some of their shots. So if I'm rocking back and forward, there's a good chance they actually may miss some of the shots. It's not quite simple. I'm using them to sort of just make it a little bit harder. Obviously they can still hit me, but it just makes it a little bit more difficult if I'm rocking backwards and forward. Means they just actually have to aim rather than, if they auto aimed on me, there's a good chance it would hit the rocks in front, because that would aim in the centre of the tank, so they actually forces them to actually aim their shots. Going for a shot through the cupola on this AT-15. This game, it feels like we've won it, but it is, it's still 5-3. They could bring it back, so I don't want to just throw my tank away unnecessarily. Unfortunately, I thought I could get a shot into the ISU, but I think it hit a dead tank in front of him. And then this Slayer's coming for me, and I didn't want to get hit by him. That would have been quite nasty. Would have lost. He could have killed me. But fortunately for me, he doesn't manage to get a shot in. I get another shot of damage in. And like I say, this game's pretty much won now. It's just about picking up the rest of the damage. So I'm on just under 6k, so I kind of be nice so I can get one more pen in. And I was looking to go for the lower plate of this AT-15, but I think I'm probably going to bounce, so I'll just aim for the polar, take him out, and that is the end of this replay. So all what's left is to see how we managed to get on. And like I say, I didn't fire any Hesh rounds this game, but I still managed to pick up quite a respectable game. Got 4 kills, 6,100 damage, 744 assistance. We've got the ace tanker, we've got the high caliber. I've already free marked this tank, but obviously I probably dropped just below because of in it for this replay. But yeah, made 160,000 credits. But yeah, quite a nice little game. So can't complain. Quite happy with that. Hope you enjoyed the replay. And as always, people, happy tanking.